Live from the magnificent Marriott Marquis in downtown Atlanta, it is the 36th Annual Spirit of Alliance Awards, brought to you by the Georgia Minority Supplier Development Council. How you doing? I'm Vince Bailey. This gala tonight is celebrating the corporations, the minority business enterprises, and supplier development professionals that are setting the standard, ladies and gentlemen, for minority and small business development here in Georgia. It's going to be a grand night tonight. We're live on the blue carpet, going to be joined by my colleagues, Veronica, Maldonado, Torres, and Vic Bolton. And it's all about tonight. The theme is Own the Moment, Tell Your Story. And that's challenging this GMSDC community to be engaged and proactive and to paint the picture of their company's value and innovation in the marketplace. On behalf of Stacy Key, the President CEO, let me welcome you. And now let me introduce you to my colleague, ladies and gentlemen, Veronica Maldonado Torres.
Hello and good evening. Veronica Maldonado Torres here. Thank you so much, Vince. We are live on the blue carpet tonight, and we have 22 awards to give tonight at the Spirit of Alliance Awards. 22 individuals and corporations sharing their story tonight of success in supplier diversity. We want to share with you some of the awards we're giving out tonight. Supply Chain Advocate of the Year. We've got companies from the Coca-Cola Company, the Procter & Gamble Company, WestRock and Toyota, Savannah River Nuclear Solutions, and SunTrust Bank up for that this evening. We've got the Buyer of the Year Awards in construction and facilities management. These are the people that have the most spend and are buying and procuring services in the construction and facilities management arena and industry. We've got Georgia Power, J.E. Dunn, and the Coca-Cola Company that will be, hopefully, one of them recipients tonight. They're nominees for the evening. We also have the Buyer of the Year Awards in information technology, Buyer of the Year Awards for professional services, and Advocate of the Year. We've got some incredible people up for Advocate of the Year. When you see names like Nidra Dixon with Accenture, Dan Bambury with Cox Enterprises, Vanessa Lane with Cox Enterprises, Willie Mazek with Cox Automotive, Lee Scott and Kimberly Kaufman of Delta Airlines, Deborah Mackings with Georgia Power, Todd Gray, Grady Health System, Clovis Vaughn, Sherelle Lynette Cortez with J.E. Dunn. This list is extensive, and they are truly some of the leaders in supplier diversity, advocating on behalf of supplier diversity and minority business enterprise, not only in Georgia, but across the nation. So it's going to be an exciting evening. I'll come back to you a little bit later and talking about who's up, who are the nominees for the Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, and Class 4 awards. Those are the people that are going to have bragging rights tonight. I am live here with you, excited to be a part of this as Program Director of the Georgia Mentor Protege Connection. It's always a beautiful opportunity to celebrate business, to celebrate the people that are creating jobs, that are bringing economic development, economic security, and providing a great opportunity for all of us to work together. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to my co-host. The Triple V team is here tonight, so you'll see us a lot this evening. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Mr. Vic Bolton. We'll see you soon.
Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to the fabulous Marriott Marquis in downtown Atlanta, where once again we bring you the Spirit of Alliance Awards. This is the 36th annual edition of the best awards show in Georgia. We take great pride in what we're doing here at GMSDC and in recognizing all of the outstanding companies, individuals, and agencies who are a part of our supplier diversity community. We've got everybody who's anybody in Georgia here tonight. All of your corporations that are Georgia-based, your Delta Airlines, your Coca-Colas, your Home Depot, your Accentures, your IBMs, your Georgia Powers, everybody's here that's a part of the supplier diversity community. Supplier diversity is such a vital part of what we do as business people because it ensures that we give everybody an opportunity to do business in our great state. Business is booming in Georgia right now. We're seeing explosive growth in segments like film and video, in gaming, in areas like manufacturing and what they call clean manufacturing, where we manufacture fancy gadgets, automobiles like the Kia plant that was put in place recently. There has been a port expansion in Savannah that has led to amazing opportunities on the import-export front. So we've got all kinds of good things going on in Georgia, and these companies are taking advantage through their relationships with the GMSDC. The GMSDC is one of 23 councils nationwide who are affiliates of the National Minority Supplier Development Council Network, and all of them serve to certify minority suppliers, ensure that they are valid in their documentation and that they are minority owned, at least 51% like they say that they are. We then certify those folks and develop them, teach them business acumen, financial things, other technical and other aspects of what they need to be successful. We help them bring up their capability and their readiness to compete for global contracts. And then finally, we make relationships happen. We do what we call connections, where we put those folks in touch with folks who are going to want to use them for doing business, want to buy things from them, want to engage their services, and have all of those things happening for them. So this is really an important part of what we do. Supplier diversity was actually born in Atlanta. Many people don't know that Maynard Jackson, then the mayor of Atlanta in the 70s, basically initiated what we now know as supplier diversity when he required that contractors on city and government contracts begin to use minority suppliers or they could not get the city's business. So they created what's called the Equal Business Opportunity, or EBO program, which now requires that 35% participation in every city or government Atlanta contract involve minority participation. You may remember the famous story when the mayor of Atlanta actually padlocked the airport construction in the 70s and basically said, we won't build it unless we use minority vendors, because vendors were pushing back on being a part of that. So that's how supplier diversity really got started, with Maynard Jackson in Atlanta and Coleman Young in Detroit, who both said, we're going to use the companies and the businesses that belong to the citizens that live in our communities. And so that's where supplier diversity came from. So where we are now, we're 40 years in. The GMSDC began as the Atlanta Regional Minority Purchasing Council, otherwise known as RMPC, in 1975. A handful of forward-thinking companies like Coca-Cola and AT&T and WestRock came together and said, we want to be able to give business opportunity to minority business firms. And so they created this Regional Purchasing Council, which existed solo for several years, and a number of years later, it affiliated with what is now the NMSDC and became the Georgia Minority Supplier Development Council. Over the years, we've transacted tens of billions of dollars worth of business. We've created tens of thousands of jobs. In this most recent year, the GMSDC saw more than $7 billion in transactional revenues exchanged among the various members of the GMSDC community. So it's an important segment. It's an opportunity segment. Everybody knows that as small business goes, so goes America. So at the end of the day, this supplier diversity initiative, this program, this council, everything that we do is about bringing businesses into an opportunity where they can do business with the corporations who live and work and play here in Georgia. So at this time, we're going to throw you over to our colleague and let you hear from Vince Bailey.
Thank you so much, Vic. I tell you what, you talked about and gave the great history behind the Minority Supply Development Council, and someone who's been around for a long time and is representing one of our great sponsors, Aflac, tonight. This is Mr. William Haley. And William, talk about, Vic talked about the history. Supplier development is so important.
Okay, well, I've been with Aflac in supplier diversity role for over 15 years. We've been affiliated with GMSDC during that entire time, and their leadership has allowed our program to grow, to become more important to the region that we exist in. Aflac is located in Columbus, Georgia. So it's important that we get beyond Metro Atlanta to expand on supplier diversity, to make sure that we get those people who are trying to get their businesses to grow to understand what we need to have in front of them to do business with corporations. And that's the most strategic piece that we have to look at. Doing business with corporations requires that you actually invest time in investigating what that corporation is looking for.
That's wonderful. I mean, a lot of people probably didn't know that it was down in Columbus, Georgia. So then your role is to help those small businesses actually provide goods and services for AFLAC, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not only that, if we can't do direct business with a corporation, we try to set up those partnerships locally to make sure that those companies stay in time, stay in tune with how the supplier diversity works. And moving forward, we expect to expand it even more. Mentorships. That entire region needs more support, and we're going to give that support to them.
Well, I kid you not, I'm going to actually be down in Columbus and Albany, Georgia this weekend, first thing in the morning. So I'm going to try to go by the office or something to see if I get a little something. But I mean, what you guys do, we really appreciate, again, being a great sponsor here tonight for the Spirit of Alliance. It's all about the excellence in supply diversity. You're a great one, and your colleagues as well.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Listen, we're on the blue carpet. I'm telling you, it is off the chain here, the magnificent Marriott Marquis. Now, she has a special guest. Here's Veronica.
All right, Vince, and I am here excited to be here with Adam A. Moore of SunTrust Bank, a dear friend of mine, an incredible mentor in the Georgia Mentor-Protege Connection, but most importantly this evening, also up for Advocate of the Year. Remember that really powerful list I just shared with you? Well, this incredible human being is on that list today. Let me share with you a little bit share with the audience what Advocate of the Year is. So the Advocate of the Year award recognizes the individual supplier diversity coordinator, manager, or director whose contributions to minority business development have long-term positive effects. This individual is an active participant with the GMSDC and a catalyst that openly demonstrates specific efforts to advance minority business development. A GMSDC corporate member or certified MBE may submit the nomination, and when we're past the nomination point, we're at the nominee point. Adam, how does it feel to be on this list with the who's who?
Wow, it really did read as the who's who. I saw the other nominees and I was like, wow, my name got mentioned in the same breath of all these other Totally. These are people that when I first came into the supplier diversity scene were my mentors, the people I looked up to. So it's really like, it's almost like kind of being in the all-star game, right? When you grew up watching players and all of a sudden you're like, I'm on the same team as these guys. Yeah, so these guys and gals on this list, a phenomenal group of people.
It's like the MVP.
It is the MVP. It is the MVP. And you know, it's one of those things where truly just getting the nomination is enough of a nod to what you're doing, an affirmation of the work you're doing every day. It's like, yeah, we are making a difference.
I love that. The affirmation, because what you guys do is grueling in supplier diversity. You're all over the nation, working with several different councils, you know, creating all kinds of, you know, programs and trying to meet your objectives and needs in supplier diversity with getting new folks into the supply chain or developing them. And so, you know, tell us how you feel tonight personally about being here with the Spirit of Alliance. It's a beautiful room tonight with
gorgeous room.
Great people.
I mean, look who I'm being interviewed by, right? I mean, come on.
Well, I concur.
The energy's fantastic, right? But that's what really Spirit of Alliance is all about. That's what got me into moving into supplier diversity, right? The energy, the excitement that is brought to the table by the MBEs themselves, by the supplier diversity managers and directors that are out there. There's just this energy of we can, and it's infectious. And that's what tonight is all about, is just continuing that.
Yes.
The awards are nice, but the energy is better.
The energy is incredible.
Yeah.
And we are going to be dancing after.
We are definitely
we
going to be
have the awards tonight, for sure. Tell us really briefly some of the things that you've been up to this year. I mean, in order to get on this list, you've had to have done a lot of things. I know, you know, I can speak from experience. You're a mentor in the Georgia Mentor Protege Connection. You're actually, you and Lisa are mentoring, and Lisa is also also
she's up for supply chain
advocate of the year. So SunTrust is representing tonight. But you're mentoring 2 businesses this year, Stellar Consulting.
Right, and then Claris.
And then Claris Consulting. And so, but you're also a part of the FSR group, and you're doing incredible things. So share with us a little bit about what you're doing.
So it is amazing just the different things we get to get involved in, right? So member of the FSRSD also, so we've done a lot in supplier development. Mentoring both with the GMPC and also internally in the bank as well too has been fantastic. And then we've launched some exciting programs. We had our first IT symposium with financial institutions and IT companies, MBE minority companies just the other day, and huge success. So we're thinking outside the box. We're trying to shake it up a little bit, make it, business as usual, but we're going to address it a little bit differently, coming at it from a different angle. We're meeting with success. So, yeah.
Well, and then he's also chair of the 2019 Year of the Alumni. So thank you for all you're doing for us there. So if we have maybe someone interested in supplier diversity, tell us about what recommendation you would give them being out there and advocating on behalf of MBEs or WBEs or folks in the supplier diversity community.
Yeah, get connected with your local councils. I mean, honestly, they really love it when the corporates get connected, and you will learn so much just from being part of the councils and talking to the business owners. That is a great resource. Don't discount it. Contact your local chapters, get involved with them. The GMSDC here in Georgia, there's all sorts of different regional councils under the NMSDC. Go and talk to them.
Adam, thanks for your time today. Good luck this evening. We're crossing our fingers. And thank you for joining us live here on Facebook at our blue carpet reception. I'm going to go ahead and hand this off to Mr. Vic Bolton.
Thank you, Veronica. So who are you wearing over there? Is that Dior, Versace, Ichi, Achi, Uchi? Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I want to set the stage for this awesome event that we're having this evening. We are now in what we're calling our blue carpet reception. We have to be different. Everybody else does red carpet. We do blue carpet. So we're going to talk to our guests as they arrive and find out who people are and what company they're with, what awards they're up for, and learn a little bit about their story. We've got a social media wall over here to my right where people can go and snap photos and tweet them and put them up on social, and they'll show up on the screen throughout the event tonight. We've got an amazing group of sponsors for our blue carpet event this evening. Aflac, whom you heard from a moment ago, is the corporate sponsor of our blue carpet reception. The MBE sponsor is SoftPath System from up in Gwinnett County, and we'll hear from them a little bit later. And then our gift card sponsor tonight is CVS, which is kind enough to take part in this year's event. So we're going to have our blue carpet reception from now until about 7:15, and then we're going to roll into the ballroom and transition into award mode. We've got an amazing Blue Legend honoree this year who has just arrived. Her name is Verini Sangmali. She represents the Thai American Chamber of Commerce and a number of other agencies and organizations. She's an amazing advocate for our community and the person who does some awesome things throughout not just the Asian community, but for cultural awareness and diversity all across the map. We've got live music, we've got our bar, we've got hors d'oeuvres going on, we've got a silent auction where there are gift items available tonight, and then we're going to have the awards. And we've also got a very special announcement we're going to make tonight, so you got to stay tuned because we've got a groundbreaking announcement that we're going to make this evening, but we're not going to share it with you quite yet. So I want to let you know that there is a special announcement coming, and we will be glad to share that with you in a bit. At this time, Vince has a special guest, so let's turn it over to Vince.
Thank you so much, Vic. Well, I am truly honored right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is our GMSDC Spirit of Alliance 2018 Blue Legend honoree, none other than Miss Verini Sangmali. And the crowd goes wild.
Hello. What do you want me to say?
Well, Miss Verini, first of all, I want to congratulate you. Here's our camera right here. I want to congratulate you on your award. Talk about doing business, what has been like for you here in Georgia.
Oh, it's easy.
It's easy. You told a story. You talked about how the business developed over the years for the Asian community, and you're here tonight representing. Talk about how the business has developed for the Asian community.
Asian community business growing more and more, and I think it's never stop. Because you know that they call us Asian for being rich.
Crazy Rich Asian. That's the name of the
Asian, yes.
But we talk about, we saw the, we worked on the video and we saw all of the development, like for Buford Highway and in Pleasant Hill and Duluth, Georgia, just so much development that has taken place.
Duluth, I live in Cobb County, not in Gwinnett County, but I always visited the Gwinnett County and Buford Highway all the time.
Right, and there's so many businesses
yes,
owned by
it's
Asians.
growing, but owned by Asian on Buford Highway. And not only that, there's a lot of Vietnamese own the business in Morrow. Expanded out from Metro Atlanta, but in Metro area, Jimmy Carter Boulevard, you can see everyone there, Vietnamese, Indian, and all the other Asian.
That's right.
In that area, growing fast.
Growing fast.
Yes, going fast.
Well, the beautiful thing about it, you have invited me, and I've become, in fact, I'm number 26 Asian, you know that, right, out of the top 25.
I heard that, but I also have you as our friend of Asian community.
Always.
Yes,
And I've learned, all of the different ethnicities and what you do, yes, you bring everyone together. You bring all of the, Thai, Malaysia, Japan, Chinese, you bring them together. Asian cultural experiences coming up. I mean, you just do a great job. And I just want to commend you again and congratulate you. This is our Blue Legend, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight.
All right, guys, and it looks like we're live with me. So you just heard from our incredible Blue Legend. What a remarkable woman who is really a titan in the Asian community here in Georgia. We're so honored to be able to offer her this evening the Blue Legend Award. I wanted to take a moment and talk about some of the other categories that we're awarding tonight. We're awarding Corporation of the Year. We've got corporations such as Accenture, Cox Enterprises, Georgia Power, J.E. Dunn, Ronstadt, SunTrust, Clorox, Toyota, WestRock, and we've got also the George Latier Rising Star Award. Chick-fil-A is up for that this evening, as well as Savannah River Nuclear Solutions and WestRock. And Executive of the Year, my goodness, what a powerhouse list of executives from Anthem and Cox Communications, Delta Airlines, Grady, J.E. Dunn, Macy's, Southern Company, SunTrust, Toyota, and WestRock. We've got folks, Dan McNally with WestRock, incredible. Bob Curry with Delta Airlines. Mike Bartlett, a leadership giant with J.E. Dunn Construction. And so we want to congratulate the nominees this evening. And I'm actually going to go ahead and transfer this over. When you come back to me, we'll talk about the suppliers that are up for award tonight, Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, and Class 4. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pass you over to Vic Bolton, who has an incredible guest this evening, who is near and dear to all of our hearts at GMSDC, and mine as well. So let's see who Vic's got over there. Vic?
Thank you, Veronica. By the way, doesn't she do a phenomenal job with our mentor-protege connection? She is such light and such energy, and the program is just blooming and blossoming and exploding because of the leadership of Veronica Maldonado Torres. So just wanted to throw you a little love, my friend, and tell you what a great job you're doing. Okay, with me now I have Vanessa Bull. Vanessa Bull is our immediate past chair of the board. She led us for a number of years, and leading us is not easy. So welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you with us tonight. Now, you led supplier diversity at Lockheed Martin for longer than you're going to tell us about tonight, right?
True.
Talk a little little bit about what that role was like in terms of helping the company engage minority suppliers.
Well, being the #1 defense contractor in the country, of course, we were engaged in making sure that we met our goals for supplier diversity, not only government requirements, but also in the commercial industry. So we set goals, we set tactics around those goals, and we made sure that we met those goals so that minority business would be engaged in our supply chain.
Well, I know that that was a very challenging area to break into and to really break up the ground and get progress going because of the special nature of defense work, all of the clearances and the really challenging, unique technical things that everybody can't provide.
Right.
So share with us a unique story of accomplishments or a company that you helped develop that did something neat for Lockheed Martin.
Well, for example, we had a contractor that is now your MBEs chair.
Is that right?
Absolutely. And Ernest came to Lockheed Martin. We gave him a couple of small jobs, and he did a fantastic, completed them on time, on budget. And so once you've proven yourself in that system, then we don't want to continue to vet on a regular basis, so you increase the capacity for that supplier, and he became one of our top suppliers.
That's awesome. That's really what we're doing with all that we've got going on here is helping businesses to develop and become a more integral part of everybody's supply chain.
Right.
So I know from knowing you personally what a passion you had for this work.
Absolutely.
Even though you finally said, I've had enough of this work. Share a bit about why that is such a point of passion for you. What is it that you love about doing supplier diversity work?
Well, it's important that you make sure that all types of businesses are involved in your supply chain. And minority businesses have a harder time, as we know, because supply chains are so established long before they even find out about the opportunities.
Right.
So I welcomed the challenge and made sure that I got out in front of it and made them understand that it's important that you prepare and that you come to the table competitively, and then once you get in, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you stay. So.
You know, we brag often about how the Georgia Council is, we think, the best council in the network.
And it is.
We've got our new national president here tonight. We'll hear from her a little bit later. But we accomplished some phenomenal things under your leadership. Just share a couple of those things in terms of some of the awards that we won and some of the things we did when you were here.
Well, we were Council of the Year that year that I was chair. We received several awards across the board, and with Stacy's leadership, I had no fear in taking the progression to become chair of the board, and I miss it, to be quite honest. I miss the challenge. Don't tell Stacy that.
Right.
But it was a pleasure to be a part of the board and to promote minority business in the Georgia and nationwide community.
Well, you're being a little bit modest, because one of the other things that we did was we won many Supplier of the Year awards regionally that end up becoming national winners. There were several occasions where we won 2 of the 4 national awards as a result of the great program here in Georgia.
Right.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being here. Now, you allegedly retired and you started your own business. Are you enjoying that?
I am. I'm doing a little consulting and hope to expand that a little later, but right now I'm just enjoying retirement.
Well, and you're looking great doing it. Thank you again for being here. This has been Vanessa Bowl, everyone.
We are live on the blue carpet at the Spirit of Alliance Awards. Folks coming in, she says she's always ready.
Now I know the voice.
They always ready. Listen, when you talk about voice, if you listen to 680 The Fan, 680 The Fan,
30,
all these stations, they're Dickey broadcasting stations. This is Greg Jordan. Welcome, Jordan.
Sir, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here at the Spirit of Alliance Awards.
That's right. Dickey Broadcast, a partner with GMSDC and the Let's Talk Small Business Program. Be listening for that. But why would a radio entity want to get involved with supplier diversity in an organization like this?
Well, Stacy probably would be more qualified to answer that, but just from the outside looking in, I surmise that with these airwaves, it'll broaden the scope as far as listenership to draw people in to expand on what she's accomplishing.
That's right. And there's a number of great corporations, that are represented here. The room is getting filled up now. This is the blue carpet. I mean, what do you think about this? I mean, corporate people have fun too, huh?
I'm enjoying this. This is my first time. Hopefully it won't be my last, and I'm taking it all in. It's been a wonderful experience so far.
Well, thank you so much. Look forward to working with you. Let's talk small business. Once again, Dickey Broadcasting. And now let me kick it to my sister, the second V, that's Veronica. Take it away.
All right, Vince. Well, we're back with Veronica Maldonado Torres, and I've got a special guest with me today, Delois Babaker with Intellectual Concepts, a recipient many years ago of an award here tonight. Most importantly, also a graduate of the Georgia Mentor Protege Connection. And we've been talking it up here. Tell us a little bit about your business, and then give us what is that one trait that a CEO, entrepreneur needs to have to stay the course in this game of business, growing business.
All right. Thank you, Veronica. Intellectual Concepts is a management consulting firm focused in public health, transit, and DoD, providing subject matter experts with epidemiology, cybersecurity, data analytics, business intelligence solution.
Tough question, huh?
It is a tough question. First, I think folks ought to be gratitude.
Have gratitude.
Just have gratitude, number one, always, and be grateful. But behind the scenes, have that tenacity and drive and just stickability. In Georgia, they would say, get her done.
Get her done.
And that's what you do. Stay the course and get her done.
Delois, I think that's very good advice to be giving tonight. We were also chatting a little bit about, the importance of this evening and what it's like to be a part of a peer group and seeing your peers grow and elevate and reach new heights. Can you talk a little bit about what that means for you tonight, seeing fellow MBEs in the room and celebrating their success tonight as well?
For me, it's very important because I love the give back. I love to see people move even beyond myself. I love to see them successful, to see companies like IBEX move to the next level. It's just wonderful. It's not about competition or it's about you. It's about the success of your peers, because sometimes the success of your peers, inadvertently, you will also be successful as behind them.
I have a very special guest with me tonight that I want to welcome. This is Adrienne Trimble. Adrienne is the newly anointed president and CEO of the National Minority Supplier Development Council. She's only been in the job, what, a month now?
2 months.
2 whole months. And she was kind enough to fly in and join us for tonight's event. Welcome, Adrienne.
Thank you so much. And I'm so thrilled to be here. Absolutely thrilled.
Well, you look fabulous. Tell us a bit about the role as you see it and what kinds of challenges and opportunities there are as you step into this spot.
Absolutely. I think, first of all, I'm just thrilled to be at the helm of such a prestigious organization. I feel like it's a homecoming for me. After leading the Supplier Diversity Initiative for Toyota for several years, corporate diversity and inclusion, now I get to give back to the passion, what I love, which is building minority business development. What I see as an opportunity is that NMSDC is a powerful network, and I think we have an opportunity to harvest that power and to leverage that power and to operate as one as we advocate on behalf of our minority suppliers. So I think it's going to take all of us, our affiliate councils, our corporate members, and our MBEs coming together under one strategy, one direction, and moving together to make things happen.
Well, of course, we're just a little bit biased, but you know that this is the best council in the whole network. You did hear that, right? They told you that at the briefing when you came in?
Yes, I've heard that.
Well, I understand we've got some unique announcements we're going to be making tonight, and we're excited about that. But you mentioned passion a bit ago. Talk a bit about that, because everyone who does this work seems to share that same sentiment, that it's all about a passion for business development and growth. Share an interesting story or something about how that passion made things happen for you at Toyota.
Absolutely. I was really fortunate. When I started leading the supplier diversity effort, we were just under $1 billion, and I was able to help put in place minority suppliers and foster relationships that took us close to $3 billion. So when I say it's a passion for me, really looking at working with those minority suppliers, helping them get the access, the resources, the relationships that they need to really build their businesses. And then when you walk through their facilities and you see people who look just like them in the organization, then you know you're really making an impact, because then you see people who are now employed who probably ordinarily would not have high-paying jobs that they have. So when you have the opportunity to help create something special like that and create opportunity and access for people, that's a passion for me. And it just kept pulling at me, and I kept thinking, even when I was doing my corporate diversity role, I kept going back to supplier diversity. So I just, again, feel like this is something that I was really meant to do.
And isn't it cool how you get such fulfillment from this work? I mean, you get to see the communities that you serve. Obviously, everybody buys Toyota cars, for example. And so to turn around and do business with all of the different cultures and communities who are purchasing the products that you make, that's just good business and common sense and fair. And you have minority and other kinds of vendors who bring innovative approaches to the work that bring you things you didn't think about that help change the game for you.
And that's something that I think people forget. It's about the business solutions that our minority suppliers are bringing to the table, bringing that innovation. Many times they're a lot more nimble than large, complex organizations. They're not as bureaucratic, and they can get some things done pretty quickly, otherwise that we might not be able to do. So I'm just thrilled that now I can move beyond helping one company build suppliers in our community to being able to help over 1,200. So I'm just thrilled to be, again, leading this organization.
Well, we thank you for being here. I know that you'll be back and forth more than not, but we're also going to be the host of the national conference in 19. Talk about that.
Absolutely. We're so excited. It's one of my announcements I'm just so glad to make. Actually, I finally signed all the paperwork this week. We're so thrilled that the national conference will be held here in Atlanta in 2019. And I'm telling everybody, get ready, because it's going to be a different conference. It will not be the same. It will not be the same format. It will not be the same energy. We're taking things to a next level. So everybody needs to get ready.
And we're excited about it. Listen, thank you for spending a little time with us. We really appreciate it. We're going to throw you over to Vince right now, and Vince has got a special guest. Vince?
Thanks so much, Vic. I tell you what, when you talk about the National Minority Supply Development Council and its president and chair, I got to pull my hometown homeboy who's on the board of NMSDC, Adam Walker. How you doing, man?
Unbelievable, Vic. How about yourself?
Very good. I'm Vince.
I'm sorry, Vince.
You know, we got to get him straight.
I'm old. No, he's here too many times.
Adam, you've been involved with GMSDC on various levels and now on the national. Well, why is it a strategic benefit for companies to get involved?
GMSDC, NMSDC is huge. Just a quick story. I'm a man of faith. So I wake up every morning reading the good book. This morning I read the good book, but it was the Book of Brown.
Okay.
James Brown.
James Brown.
Where it says, don't nobody give me nothing. Just open the door and I'll get it myself. Now, that's what the GMSDC has done for me. They have opened the door and given me access to opportunities, contract opportunities, access to capital, showing me where the money's at, introductions, networking, meeting guys like yourself. And I've been able to grow it and nurture it over the last 15 years.
And that's the beauty of organizations, these minority supply development, that's the purpose. They partner small business, well, they first vet them, certify them to say, hey, UPS, Delta Airlines, Aflac, Georgia Power, they're good. Adams Company's good, right? And then that partner.
Certify, develop, and connect. That was started here at the GMSDC. I was on the executive committee when we got it.
Are you serious?
And the NMSD said, hey, we like that.
Yes.
And they attached it. Certify, develop, connect, and now advocate.
Now your company today, you have a new company. New to me.
Summit Packaging Solutions, and we've grown through acquisition. Mm-hmm. Our mission is to be passionate and responsible about protecting the brands of our customers, and we do that by providing packaging solutions you can trust. 3 divisions: manufacturing of retail displays and pretty boxes, contract packaging, primary and secondary, and packaging supplies. So if you're ever in need of a pretty box, call Summit Packaging Solutions, because we are exceeding greatness in and out of the box.
Now you fired, man. You took my job. Get out of here. That's Adam Walker. He's the man, though. He's a great guy, and I'm telling you what, all great people here at GMSDC. In fact, I'm going to kick it to you, girl. You know her and I know her. We love her. It's Veronica Maldonado, Torres.
All right. right, folks, thank you so much, Vince. You just heard from Adam Walker, and I am here tonight with Chandra Webster Myers of Webb Myers Construction. She is a nominee tonight for the Eagle Award, also a graduate of the Georgia Mentor-Protege Connection. How are you feeling tonight, Chandra?
I am very excited and honored to be nominated. I don't know, I don't have any words. This organization is so great, and you know I love you.
Oh, well, I love you, Chandra. Well, tell us how you're feeling tonight being in a room of the people who make magic happen for MBEs. How are you feeling seeing all of the different corporations and your peer MBEs? What does tonight mean for you?
Tonight is very exciting. It's always really good to see everybody in one room all together and being able to reconnect. There's some people that you say, hey, I'm going to call you later, and then you forget to do it, and then you get to catch them in here and get caught up. So it's always great networking, not only with the corporates, but with each other. The camaraderie is great. I just love coming to this event. I just love seeing everyone here.
Well, and we love seeing you. We are wishing you luck tonight. And, you know, we can't play favorites, but we're wishing you luck. We have a lot of great people on that list, but you've been nominated. This is now year 2 you've been nominated for the Eagle Award. And so thank you for all you're doing in moving the needle forward and making MBEs look good in the marketplace.
That's what we do.
All right, guys. Chandra Webster Myers with Webb Myers Construction. I know this. I know this. All right, folks. So we're going to talk a little bit about our campaign tonight. Thanks, Chandra. Tonight, we are GMSDC. We are raising funds this evening, the Chairman's Giving Campaign, where we are trying to reach our goal of $36,000 tonight. Now, we're celebrating our 36th anniversary of the Spirit of Alliance, so people can donate $36, $360, $3,600, or $36,000 if you wish. But tonight we're going to be asking for the support for the Georgia Education Foundation. And we're really excited to see so many people here tonight that have been recipients of the funds of the Georgia Education Foundation, also primarily through the Georgia Mentor-Protege Connection, because we do technical assistance and capacity building, and we're helping to scale our small businesses, our small, medium, and large-sized businesses here in Georgia. So for those that are going to be in the audience tonight, they're going to have the opportunity to say, I'm all in. And we hope you're all in and you can have an opportunity to support us and give to the Georgia Education Foundation.
I'm here with Lisa Miller, who is a longtime member of our board of directors at GMSDC, and she leads the supplier diversity effort at SunTrust Banks here in Atlanta. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Vic. Appreciate it.
You look lovely tonight.
Thank you.
Everybody's got their regalia going down the carpet. I don't know if we're Target or Jean-Claude Panet, but we're all well dressed this evening. I wanted to just have you share a minute. You're one of our longest tenured supplier diversity partners. You've served a long stint on the board. You're still very active in our community. We've been talking about the passion for supplier diversity with all of our guests tonight. Share a bit about why that matters to you.
Well, it matters to me, Vic, because there are a lot of small businesses out there in our community who are really working very hard to put people to work, to make our economy better, and I think it behooves all of our corporations to pay special attention to these small businesses and help them to get to the next level. And so we at SunTrust aim to do that with our Supply Diversity Program. We work with a lot of diverse companies, minority-owned companies, women-owned, etc., and we're looking to make sure that they're included in our supply chain.
Well, you know, I'm sure a lot of our guests have no clue what kinds of products and services a large bank conglomerate would consume. I would assume IT types of services, cash or check processing, perhaps. Share with us a few things.
Yeah, those are two. Also, IT software, hardware, mortgage loan processing, marketing services, print services, media, advertising. I mean, janitorial. It just ranges the gamut of all these types of services. As you can imagine, we don't produce any physical product. We're a service company, right? But we need services of small businesses and large businesses to help us satisfy our clients and meet customer demand.
Well, you know, customer satisfaction is a really challenging thing for us these days in the era of trying to keep it lean and mean, but still doing a great job. How does the utilization of diverse suppliers help you with your competitive edge?
It helps us to be more nimble, and it helps us to bring innovative products and services to the marketplace and for us to use internally. So, you know, a lot of times we're not a very large bank. We're not, you know, on the ranks of some of the larger entities in the country. But so sometimes we don't have the leverage that we want to have. But by working with smaller companies, we're able to have that leverage and bring their services and products to the table and to bear for our clients.
Well, I know another ancillary project of your companies is SunTrust Park, where the Braves play baseball. And I understand there was a really neat event recently where SunTrust and the Braves partnered on kind of a supplier diversity fair. Tell us about that.
Right. So this was our first year that we partnered with the Atlanta Braves at SunTrust Park to actually put on our Tier 2 conference, which we called our annual business summit. And it went in alignment with Atlanta Braves special Hank Aaron Week. And so we partnered together, we brought businesses in, we had a panel discussion, which we were told was, you know, a very good panel discussion. People really got a lot out of it. Right. So, you know, it was really turned out to be a great event, and we hope to be able to do something like that in the future.
Well, listen, we want to thank you for all that you're doing. SunTrust is a phenomenal partner to the GMSDC and to other organizations in the diverse supplier community, and you are a big part of why we are so successful as an organization. So thank you for all your years of board service, and maybe we can draft you again one day.
Oh, okay, we'll see about that.
Thank you again,
right.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Raj Verma is here now with me. Raj is the vice president. Now, I knew them as Medicis Technologies, now Go Procure. He's VP of Procurement Services, which means he's the one spending and wanting to get that money. How you doing, Raj?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing? It's been a long time.
It has been, man.
Great to see you again.
Great to see you. Shout out to Sandeep.
Yep, Sandeep's not here tonight. He's in Spain, but he sends his best to all the other MBEs, all the other companies, and he wishes he could be here tonight.
Very good. Well, you guys are up. Medicis is up for Supplier of the Year. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor, and it starts with the great mentorship and partnership with GMSDC and the wonderful things they do, helping MBEs along the way, and then our clients have been fantastic. I see them as strategic partners, and you can't do anything without a great team. We've been blessed. We have unbelievable leaders within our organization, both here domestically as well as offshore, and without that village, we could not be successful.
I tell you what, GMSDC, the state of Georgia itself, man, as I look, our sponsors here tonight, you know, Wells Fargo, AT&T, Georgia Power, Aflac, Cox, Delta, Coca-Cola, UPS. Do we get any better than that?
No, it doesn't. We are blessed with some unbelievable icons, logos here in Atlanta, and we're blessed to be working with them, helping them grow shareholder wealth for their company.
Why should a company, I asked this before, in your opinion, why should a company get involved with GMSDC?
Well, if you're an MBE, I think there has been a nice path been sent to you by mentors and other people who've been successful, who've already learned how to cultivate business, how to build relationships and be successful. And GMSDC, as well as other MBEs, have that ability to impart that wisdom and knowledge to new MBEs. So rather than just taking that one step forward, you could take multiple steps forwards in both your career as well as your business.
Very good, very good. Well, we're live on the blue carpet. It's getting packed in here.
It is outstanding, man. There's a lot of
everybody's looking good. Look at it. Here go Veronica's mama. Come over here. I'm just gonna pull in. This is Veronica's mama, everybody. This is the Queen Bee.
Veronica's mama. I don't have a first name anymore.
Monica Maldonado.
You know?
Monica Maldonado.
It's all good.
It's a great night, isn't it?
Yes, it is always. Beautiful people, great celebrations, and people that you've known for like 20 and some years. So.
You know this guy here?
And we're getting younger and younger.
See, we make things happen. On the moment here, tell your story on the blue carpet. Now I'm going to kick it to somebody that you know very well. Would you introduce that beautiful daughter of yours?
Okay, my daughter?
Yeah.
You want to bring it to her? Okay, well, here is the best, the amazing Veronica Maldonado.
Hey there! sir. Vince, so I see that you've got another Maldonado over there, as well as Raj, and I am here with the man himself, the Bourbon King, I like to refer him as, Mr. Jesus Rick Tapia, and we're so elated to have you here tonight. You have contributed to the products, Georgia's own products, that the award winners are receiving tonight. We've got a swag bag for them, and we've got JR Revelry ready for them to continue the festivities tonight. Share with us a little bit about your product and about your brand.
Good evening. Thank you very much. No, very excited about this evening. Very excited about all the people that are going to be winning tonight, and very excited to be a part of that bag. Yes, it is a bourbon whiskey, so it is a liquor, which means that it will be an excellent part to the evening and a continuation of the evening if they so choose to pop the bottle this evening. So from that perspective, again, very excited to be a member of the GMSDC, a certified MBE, an entrepreneur within the beverage alcohol space, and most importantly, to be the founder of JR Revelry, an award-winning small batch bourbon.
You know, one of the questions that we'd asked earlier tonight, and I know I'm throwing him a question off the cuff here, but you know, part of being an entrepreneur is being able to just roll with it, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
No, just playing. So one of the things I wanted to ask you is, you know, for our audience tonight, you know, we've got aspiring business owners or tried and true business owners or folks that have an idea and maybe haven't pulled the trigger on executing it. You know, share with us what traits you think you need or what's that one thing that kind of keeps you going as you're striving to growing this incredible brand and this incredible business.
I think what's key is to try to connect and network with other like-minded people, be it people that are already entrepreneurs or be it people that are thinking about. There's a ton of organizations, be it your local chamber, be it organizations such as a GMSDC. Again, learn about these organizations, try to attend some meetings, try to network with people because you're not alone there in wanting to do something. And for those people that have started to do something in the entrepreneurial world, they're more than happy to share their experiences. Most everybody will start off by saying, don't do it. But after that, it's all about, hey, let me share with you what I have learned and the mistakes I've made, and just go for it.
So the advice is just go for it. Thank you so much, Rick, for being here with us tonight, enjoying the evening, and donating to our fabulous swag bag. So, well, we have guests left and right coming here, and that's what happens when you're having an incredible party of friends in the supplier diversity space tonight. I wanted to share with you very quickly the additional items in that swag bag tonight. We've got accolades, Jamie, who donated the bag as well, Uncle Ed's, Edward Armstrong, the cookies that are there tonight, Healthy Snacks, Anumpa Patel with quinoa snack, the Irresistible Pound Cakes by Tracy West, a mini pound cake who's also a supplier for the Super Bowl, BD Imports, Phyllis Johnson, the coffee, Miss Camille's Camille Toppin Spice, Neats USA, Matthew Johnson, On The Go Utensils, and 706 Charles Street Chef Jacques Famous Chewies. And on that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Mr. Vic Bolton. We'll come back to talk a little bit more about what's going on here at the 36th Annual Blue Carpet Reception Spirit of Alliance Awards.
I want to welcome a special guest. This is Nick Constantino. Nick is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Dickey Broadcasting Group. Welcome, Nick.
Nice to see you.
Hey, we appreciate your being here. Tell us, this is your first Spirit of Alliance Awards. What do you think of the environment?
This is fantastic. Vibes great, energy everywhere. People are talking emphatically, moving around a lot. It's always good to see, especially in a cocktail hour.
Well, tell us a little bit about your role at Dickey.
Yeah, so we're trying to bring a radio company, a sports marketing company into the public eye. We're in the Battery, where the Braves play. You know, we're trying to do things differently, bring it back local, community-based, get everybody involved, and have some fun with sports as our anchor.
Well, talk about some of the teams and things that you have as anchors on your stations.
Sure. You know, one of the things that I love about sports, it relates to everything. If you're a CEO, if you're an hourly worker, if you're black or you're white, one thing, there are lots of things you disagree on. One thing you agree on is you're rooting for your Braves right now. You root for your teams when they win, especially, unfortunately, sometimes when they lose, and Atlanta has a bad history of that, but we're going to turn that around. But we represent the Braves, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, the Georgia Bulldogs, Kennesaw State University, and then small things, the Atlanta Track Club, all over the place.
Well, part of why you're here tonight is to share some exciting news with us. We're getting ready to relaunch the GMSDC's radio show entitled Let's Talk Small Business. And the cool thing is that we're migrating the show from what had been an internet platform onto your platform. Talk about that.
Yep. Super excited about the show. Again, it's that community. We want to be out there. We want to be in front of people. Radio is a great medium because we're going to catch new audience. We have mass reach. But ultimately, we're going to make this a podcast. We're going to get this in as many people's hands as possible. Spread the word. Big, small business. It all relies on people starting businesses. The economic climate is good. People are moving to Atlanta. Let's celebrate that as a group.
Well, now I want you to get a good look at this face, because this gentleman is going to be calling you so that you can write checks to be a sponsor or participate with Let's Talk Small Business. So all of you in the GMSDC community, this is Nick Constantino, and I'm giving him your number so he can call you, email you, or get you to come on board. We got lots of awesome segments and other opportunities for sponsorship. We'll have title sponsors and signature sponsors and sponsors for events that we're going to be having. And Nick is the guy that's going to drive all of that for us. So we're super excited about that. Does Dickey have a Supplier Diversity program yet?
We have a vendor, yes. Okay. Malik Enterprises is Larry Kellum. That's who we use for all of those things. We've been working more hand in hand with him. You know, we're new to this, and that's fun. To be new to something, we want to know how it works also. So at least we practice what we preach. We're getting involved where we can. We're going to make some magic happen.
And you're in the right room tonight, because I'm sure you're aware that every corporation that exists is in the room. The Coca-Colas, the IBMs, the Bell Souths, or AT&T now, the UPSs, everybody's here. So,
exciting.
Exactly. Well, listen, thank you very much for being here, my friend. I appreciate you sharing a little time with us, and we'll get together soon.
Appreciate it.
So incredibly busy here today. Lots of good folks, lots of friends and family. I'm trying to get V-Dart, Sid over here. He's up for a great award here today. And here he comes. He comes running in to win the show. Sid, how you doing, man?
Fantastic.
Don't take my microphone. You come in late and take the microphone. No, but congratulations, Sid.
Thank you so much.
V-Dart has done wonders, man. I remember when, I know it wasn't you first started, but when you first got here.
Yeah.
And now, what award are you up for tonight?
Right now we are, the two awards, what we are for MBE Advocate of the Year. And then there is Small Business, I think MBE Advocate of the Year and the Eagle Award.
And the Eagle Award, which is prestigious. Now that Advocate of the Year, that means you go and you help others. You spread the word about minority and supplier development and trying to help others. Talk about that.
So one of the key things what we do is in our supply chain, currently we have close to about a $60 million spend, but what we want to do is we want to see how is it could be within the GMSDC and the MBEs. So there's a lot of MBE capability, but it's just that the identification and integration of MBEs into our supply chain, which is always a challenge just because of the MBE engagement. But what we do is we have a mentoring program specifically for MBEs. We go out there, identify MBEs, make sure that they are a part of, give them an opportunity to deliver and build their capability. As a result of that, we have two large MBEs, women-owned minority businesses. We have grown them to scale from a $2 million to a $5 million business. And then there is another MBE which grew from a $600 to a $1.2 million firm. So it's all, that particular or the award nomination is just because of our focus in working with the MBEs and trying to integrate and give them business opportunities.
It's awesome. Tonight is called Own the Moment. The theme tonight, Own the Moment. So when you step up there tonight, when they pull out that envelope and say, and the winner is V-Dart, then what do you say to him, Sid?
So what I'm going to say is, I think it's all about inspiring the other entrepreneurs. I want this award to be an inspirational moment, not just for me, but for other entrepreneurs, fellow entrepreneurs, to look up at it, and they could be here as well. That's the way I look at it. I define it as a moment of success. Every opportunity, I define it as a moment of success. When anybody who sees that we win an award, and if it inspires them, that is what I define success to be.
That is, and I truly am inspired. Again, I met Sid some years ago. We did some work together. Absolutely. And I
That's
just
our
seen
first video, what we recorded.
First video, I know.
You did an amazing
I'm like,
job.
I was all in their video, like Puff Daddy, take that. But then now he has gone on. I mean, national. No, congratulations, Sid. I'm so proud and thankful to talk to you here on the blue carpet. Isn't this a beautiful night?
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful night, beautiful people.
What a night.
Let's kick it to somebody else beautiful. Let's kick it to Veronica. Take it away.
So we're back and we're live on Facebook. We're saying hello to friends here in this incredible community of GMSDC celebrating supplier diversity. I have with me an amazing nominee tonight up for Executive of the Year with Anthem, Miss Shally. Tell us, how are you feeling about being here tonight?
So honored to be recommended for this unbelievable, honor, and just an incredible opportunity to meet some amazing leaders. So thank you for that.
Well, we thank you for your incredible effort in making sure that MBEs are getting an opportunity to do business with Anthem. And so we congratulate you as a nominee tonight. We're going to keep it short because we are going to be headed in the room, and she's already being ushered in there because she's very VIP. So thank you for being with us tonight, and we're crossing our fingers. Yes, take care.
Okay, I've got one of tonight's awesome nominees here with us that I wanted to introduce you to tonight. This company is called PPICW, and this is Felicia Phillips, this is T. Renee Smith, and they are the principals of that company. Felicia, tell us a little bit about what PPICW does.
I would love to tell you. So what PPICW does is we go into corporations and we help them to develop supplier development academies that nurture, that give those companies coaching and mentoring, and really help them to scale and grow. So we're really excited to be doing that.
Amen. So Renee, I know that you are running a program right now for Delta here in town. Share a little bit about how that's going.
Yes, so the program is called Supplier Development Academy, and it was the brainchild of Carmetria Burton. And what we do is for a 12 to 18 month period, we develop suppliers, everything from marketing, operations, leadership, to scale their business and make sure that it's sustainable and profitable. If we do mentoring, training, on-site visit, it is a one-of-a-kind program.
So tell us a little bit about what the goals of the program are, Felicia. What are we trying to accomplish at the end of the 12 to 18 months?
So at the end of the 12 to 18 months, we want to position these companies to be able to get contracts, not just from companies like Delta Airlines, but from companies like their partners, which could be a Coke or IBM. And the only way they can do that is by scaling and making sure that they've met all the goals that have been outlined in that academy.
And the folks at Delta are excited too, because it's giving them a new reach into the supplier development community, and they're learning of suppliers and having folks nominated that they didn't know existed, which helps them with their goal of making it to the $1 billion roundtable.
Listen, Delta's a stakeholder in this community, and there's nothing stronger than a company saying, we want to invest in you because we know if we invest in you, you're going to help us build, you're going to help us grow, and you're going to help us save money.
Now, T. Renee, I know that you are helping to drive the execution of the program. Share a little bit about the kinds of suppliers. You've got a very eclectic mix of suppliers in the program.
We do. We have a group of 6 suppliers, which is the pilot group, is construction, is information technology, gourmet cookies, automatic repair, recyclable goods. So it's a plethora of companies from medium size to larger companies. So it's a great mix. But I was going to say one thing about it is Felicia and I, we're entrepreneurs. We understand. We've both been in business for over 20 years.
So I think you have the scars.
So we have the scars, the bruises. So I think that's something that's distinctive about the program. You have diverse suppliers with the experience training diverse suppliers.
Research shows that the single best thing a business can access, besides capital to keep the doors open, is access to mentoring and good leadership and things that will help you navigate the landmines lines that others have had to fight through.
Absolutely, because we say the skills and talents of the entrepreneurs plus the strategy that we give them is going to equal scalability and success.
Now that program has some very unique elements to it. There are training elements, there are tours of facilities at Delta, there's an online component to it. It's very robust curriculum.
And it also provides access to capital, and it provides access to key decision makers, which I think those are two distinct.
They got money?
It provides access to it, and it provides the strategy for them to obtain the finance and the money.
Are they here? Where do I go?
Vic, you're doing well all by yourself.
Okay.
Stop it.
Listen, how old are companies PPICW? When did you start?
So we started in 2015 with PPICW, but we've been in business for 28 years.
Right.
Yes. And so this is important to us because it's a legacy. We're actually, as entrepreneurs, taking our expertise and helping these companies be successful. And that key word that you got stuck on, access, that's what they need, resources and relationships.
Well, you know, we thank you all so much for being here tonight, and we hope that you are successful. I know that you were nominated for a Supplier of the Year award, correct? Share briefly a little bit about why this is such a passion play for you. You're both minorities, you're both women, and you're both entrepreneurs. So talk about that just a sec.
It is no better platform to be honored on than here at Spirit of Alliance. As a woman-owned business, it's important that we mentor diverse companies that are just like us and take our years of knowledge to really help them be profitable, be sustainable, and really spread our message. That's what keeps us up at night. How are we going to make these companies successful?
Amen. Well, listen, thank you both for being here. Felicia Phillips, T. Renee Smith of PPICW, one of our nominees tonight. And now we have Vince with a special guest, our host for this evening.
Thank you so much, Vic. This is breaking news. First of all, we have Wendy Corona here from WSB. You're going to be
I'll be the MC for the night. Typically, if they say breaking news and then you go to me, ooh.
Well, Wendy,
not necessarily the best thing, but this is fantastic.
It's fantastic. Not the first time you've done this.
No, I was here last year for the 35th, and it was wonderful. It was such a beautiful event, and really awarding people that are doing such fantastic things throughout this community. So when y'all extended the invitation, I said, how could I not?
That's right. And I got more breaking news for you. I know I'm interrupting this guy. Todd, have you heard? Listen, Wendy, listen to this. Breaking news. This just in. Todd Gray, Supplier Development Director for Grady Hospital, now Supplier Development Director for Kaiser Permanente.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's
I had to do it.
Great
like
opportunity. Hey, you're doing the best.
Well, Todd, I mean, you just have done a lot here with GMSDC. Talk about, what it's been like, supplier diversity and gatherings like this, because you represent well.
Absolutely. Supplier diversity for me has just been within my passion. Anytime we can connect corporations with the businesses that look like our community, that live in the community, that hire our community, we can celebrate nights like tonight. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, excited for all the things we've done at Grady to build our program and what's coming forth with Kaiser Permanente. And then all the corporations here celebrating our Suppliers of the Year, our corporations who really set the foundation for diversity, to not just set up shop and sell product and services, but to build equity with the community. That's what we're going to celebrate tonight.
Well, that is outstanding. Wendy, isn't that outstanding?
Fantastic. I mean, I remember last year he spent more time on the stage, I think, than I did, because he just kept going up and down, up and down. It was your night.
It was your night. We had a good time. Had some dance moves in there too.
All that. Yeah. I think that's the call.
Well, listen, it's showtime. We got to get inside. So, hey, we'll see you just a little bit later. It's the blue carpet with Georgia Minority Supply Development Council, the Spirit of Alliance Awards.